Okay, welcome again, everybody. Welcome, replay viewers. We're now here at the Smith Point County Park parking lot, and I'm going live again via the new Prism app, Prism live streaming app, where I can simultaneously broadcast on YouTube and Periscope. These are the two that I've chosen. Just let's take a look around here. This is the parking lot for the Smith Point County Park Ocean Beach here in Suffolk County. Let's take a walk over to the Fire Island National Seashore, the pavilion over there. Let's get this squared away here. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Alright, we'll walk over to the Ranger Station and Visitor Center at Fire Island National Seashore. I now have my iPhone in my 3-axis gimbal, so it should be a little more stable. Looking rather empty, right? Lucky dog. Not too many people over here today. It's good I can see the comments. I think what I have to do though is try to figure out how to make the comment print a little larger on the screen so it's a little easier to read. So thanks for joining me again. Alright, this is my Osmo DS, let me back up on that. DSi Osmo 3 gimbal stabilizer. So the iPhone is mounted in that, and as you walk it keeps it pretty steady, all things considered. We'll do a short walk over to the ocean today. Let's get across the crosswalk here before the next car comes. All right, very good. No, not many people here today. Well, it's still kind of cold. It was 40 degrees when I left home. Looks like the sun is trying to break through a little bit now. Now let's walk that way. Okay, I'll stop every few minutes and see if I can read the comments. Here's the sign for the Smith Point County Park at the traffic circle here. Flight 800 International Memorial. We'll go over there in warmer weather. There we go. I hear a plane flying overhead. Light plane. The ocean does not look rough at all from this vantage point. We'll see how it is once we get down closer. It's supposed to be milder tomorrow. Maybe up in the mid-40s, high 40s tomorrow on Monday. Yeah, it's still a little difficult to read the comments on the screen. I'll try to catch them as much as I can. I think that's what I have to do is figure out how to increase the font size on this particular app. We'll work on it. In the meantime, just enjoy the video tour. I hope folks will do that. It's good to be out walking this afternoon. I didn't go out anywhere yesterday in that cold air. Cold day. That was an indoor day all the way. Not too many people over here, as we said earlier, right? Lucky dog, the Smith Point parking lot was empty, and a few cars over here, but these are basically cars that can just sit here for 5 minutes or so before the ranger starts chasing them. All right, let's stop and take a look at our sign so everybody knows where we are. Fire Island National Seashore, National Park Service. Okay, Department of the Interior. And this is known as the Otis Pike High Dune Wilderness, this eastern section of the Fire Island National Seashore, named after our former Congressman Otis G. Pike from Riverhead, who was the man most instrumental in saving this land from development back in the 1960s, 1970s. He spearheaded that effort while he was in Congress. Thank goodness he did that. Let me get in the shade, see if we have any comments coming in. All right, the Rangers are on duty on Sundays here, year-round now. I guess they've cut back a little bit on the time that they're here. Here's the map. Mastic Shirley Peninsula, the Tri-Village Peninsula, the Barrier Beach. Yeah, it's hi Rich. Will Rich, how are you? Thank you for joining on YouTube. I'm broadcasting simultaneously on Periscope and YouTube through this new app, Prism streaming app, and it allows you to broadcast on multiple live broadcasts, so we're trying it out. So here's the map. The green area is the Fire Island National Seashore, the Barrier Beach, Fire Island. We're at the Visitor Center here across from Smith Point, Suffolk County. The Atlantic Ocean to our south, the Great South Bay to our north. Let's take a walk up to the top of the steps here, the observatory platform. And we'll look out over the ocean, and then we'll take a walk down to the ocean. Now, Lucky Dog, to your comment, it's not too rough today. There's some nice rollers coming in from the southwest. We'll get down there and we'll show those. Let me tilt this properly, pan it properly. That's basically looking southwest right now. No, it doesn't show the breach. That particular map, well, that was done years ago. I walked down there a few months ago. That was quite a hike. I was out of breath by the time I was back, but it's starting to close in. So the government is letting nature take its course with the breach. Let's see how the zoom works today with this app. I'll try this. No, that's not too bad. Alright, I was able to zoom a little bit there. You can catch the line of breakers coming in. 3 to 4 foot breakers right now. Let's pinch down to full width. And then we'll pan around. Okay, this is basically looking due east toward Europe. So you can see from the direction of the flag that the wind right now is pretty much right out of the due west. It's a pretty cool breeze down here, lucky dog. Yeah, it's a serene picture, but the wind is blowing a little bit. It could be like 40, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, but with the wind chill, it feels a lot cooler than that. You can see some people walking along the Smith Point beach area. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, to our east-northeast. Oh, what time is the next train? There's a westbound train. Let me think about this. This is the off season now. Probably a westbound train from Montauk about 5 p.m. Around that time frame. 4:45, 5 p.m. There's a couple of eastbound. No, there's one more eastbound train to Spionk. It's a train that leaves New York City at 2:14, Penn Station. And it gets to Spionk at about 4:17. But the next Montauk train heading west is goes through Mastic Shirley between 4:30 and 5 this time of year. In the summertime, there's a few more in the afternoon. Now let's tilt this. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Too much. Well, that's because I have it zoomed. So let me zoom this down. Alright, anyway, I started to say over there is the Smith Point County Park Pavilion for the county beach. And that's where we're parked over there in the county beach parking lot. We walked over here. I'm playing with the stabilizer gimbal, that's why it's panning and tilting and everything. So that's looking north back toward Shirley, back toward William Floyd Parkway. You can see the Smith Point drawbridge there. That bridge opened on July 4th, 1959. And I guess the county has indeed gone ahead with the funds to replace this bridge. So hopefully within the next year we'll see construction start of the new replacement bridge, which is probably going to be located just to the west of the existing drawbridge. I don't know if it's going to be another drawbridge or not. They might make it quite higher as they did the bridge out in Hampton Bays over Shinnecock Bay. But hopefully we'll see that in action in another 2 years. So that's how we get over here. We drive over from the mainland of Long Island. All right, let's walk down to the waterfront now. Watch my step going down the stairs here. So Lucky Dog, things are looking pretty stable as far as this video. This gimbal device works pretty well, although this iPhone 10 Plus or 10s, I guess, is a pretty heavy device for it, but the gimbal motors seem to be working all right. Oh. Sorry, folks. Sorry for that, my folks. I inadvertently hit the wrong switch and the gimbal went off. Hope you didn't get dizzy from that. Hope nobody got dizzy from that. Is this on? Wait a minute. Okay. There we go. Operator error here, operating the gimbal. Let's see how this works now. I'll have it pointed the right way. Alright, let's walk down to the beach. I don't have it in the proper pointing mode. I'll have to work on that. It's supposed to track the direction you point it. There's the Ranger vehicle. Alright, let's walk down here. There's a couple of modes for this gimbal device, and I guess I have it in the wrong mode right now. I'd say we're in halfway between high tide and low tide right now. The last time I was over here, the water was much further out, much lower tide. Let's see, I think we're in about a quarter moon cycle right now, so the tide range would not be as much as it would be at full moon or new moon. Well, we have the whole beach to ourselves today. Okay, welcome to the Atlantic Ocean here at Smith Point, Shirley, Long Island, New York, Suffolk County. 100 kilometers or 60 miles due east of New York City. The waves are coming out of the south-southwest today. Well, actually the tide is out. Lucky Dog, I would say this is your typical winter ocean on a clear day. The waves are a little higher than I thought. Probably some of them are in the range of 4 to 5 feet or so out there, breaking on the outer bar. Alright, we'll just slowly pan around. This is looking to the east. Alright, east, northeast, back towards Smith Point Pavilion. I'll get my bearings here. I'll get a due south heading. That's pretty much due south, right? The direction we're looking at right now. Here's off to the southwest, looking at the afternoon sun. And then this is looking west-southwest back toward New York, up the island. You see the primary dune line here. And here's the ranger station, the visitor center of the Fire Island National Seashore. And where we're standing right now, this is actually the eastern border of the National Seashore and the western border of Smith Point County Park. So that's why they have this no vehicles beyond that point sign. You can't drive your four-wheel drive vehicles on the county beach right in front of the pavilion, but you can drive your four-wheel drive vehicles with a permit along the National Seashore Beach. And you can get as far west as the Breach right now, which is 1.75 miles to the west of us. But we're not going to walk down there today. Again, looking south out over the Atlantic. I would say the tide is out. Low tide. Beach is nice and wide today. There's an ocean-going dredge that arrived out at Hampton Bays by Shinnecock Inlet. They're going to be doing some dredging there and repairing of the dunes which have been washed away just to the west of Shinnecock Inlet. Kind of an emergency filling in. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of tons of sand they're going to be moving off the ocean bottom into the beach, but they have to replenish the dunes out there because during some of the winter storms the water flooded Dune Road. That's about 10 miles to the east of us in the Hamptons, the direction we're looking right now. Again, this is Fire Island. This is the east end of the Fire Island National Seashore, where it joins the Smith Point County Park here in Shirley, Long Island, Mastic Beach, Shirley. Yeah, we need sand all along the south shore of Long Island. Obviously, it's all eroding. They had a dredge working here on this beach about 5 years ago over winter, and they replenished a lot of the beach that you see here. I was here for about 6 months pumping sand off the sandbars offshore and then replenishing the beach here. Okay, it looks like I'm getting signal interruptions, so let's walk back up the beach a little bit. This is a marginal cell phone area here, link, with my T-Mobile service. And there is no Wi-Fi here. No, I didn't see that, lucky dog. No, I didn't realize that. So it drove into the bay at Mastic Beach. Son of a gun. Well, I hope the person was all right. They were able to get out of the car. I didn't see anything on the news. Usually you see things like that on Facebook, my wife's Facebook page, the local community news. We'll have to check into that. This is what I was talking about, the sign here. So this sign is located at the eastern borderline of the National Seashore. So in other words, they're saying you can't drive your vehicles over on the county beach. Although to the east of the pavilion you can. You can get a permit to go all the way to Moriches Inlet certain times. Hi, Mary of London. Wow, thank you for joining. Good afternoon or good evening to you. You're 5 hours ahead of us. We're here at Smith Point County Park, Fire Island National Seashore here on eastern Long Island, New York. About 100 kilometers or 62 miles east of New York City on the south shore of Long Island, New York. And we're just enjoying this beautiful February day here over at the Atlantic Ocean beach. Poor connection. Okay. Poor connection again. Let me spin around. Hopefully I'm recording this on the iPhone, and then if it is, I'll be able to replace this live video with the recording off of the iPhone later. Mike, you live in Long Beach? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in a marginal cell link area here with T-Mobile cell service. So you're going to get video freezes here every once in a while. Again, this is the Ranger Station and Visitor Center for the Fire Island National Seashore here at the Otis Pike High Dune Wilderness area. I'll walk back up this way, maybe the signal will improve. Now here I'm getting another notice. Alright, we're getting data freezes. Sorry about that. That's me tilting the stabilizer. Yeah, well, we'll get closer to the pavilion here. See what happens. Okay, let me slowly pan around one more time. We'll take a look at the ocean before we call it a day. Again, this is looking to the southwest. South. The ocean isn't too rough today. Hello, Mary of London. I see where the British Isles are getting hit with these superstorms. Obviously, they're not hurricanes this time of year, but their winds are equivalent to hurricanes, right? All of southwest England and Wales were being pounded. I saw a video of a ocean-going ferry rocking back and forth in a pier there. One of the ferries that goes over to from Scotland to one of the islands. That was on the news here today. Alright, good people, I'm going to end this broadcast. Lucky dog, Thanks for joining me for both the Long Island Railroad video and our short walk here at Smith Point. When I get back home, I will see how I can transfer the recorded video off the iPhone onto my computer, and then maybe we'll put up a separate video on YouTube channel. Yeah, it's still getting this connection problem. Alright, so we'll end this broadcast then, folks. Take care, everybody.